Well, for more on this, Srikanth Kondapalli joins us from New Delhi. He's a professor of Chinese studies at Jawaharlal Nehru University. Professor, good to speak to you. There is understandably right now a lot of talk about these tariffs, a lot of concern around the world. But for consumers, of which we all are, how worried should we be?
Well, it will take some time for these things to settle down. Tonight, 8 p.m. GMT, there will be an announcement by President Trump on not just the tariffs, but also reciprocal tariffs on many countries across the globe. What he mentioned as main focus would be, as he mentioned, on the dirty 15, as he said, including China and Europe, Canada, Mexico, Turkey, India, Thailand, and other countries, Japan, South Korea included. So this would be a major announcement, as we are all expecting. And obviously, the consumers across the globe would find it problematic in terms of the price rise, number one. Number two, the uncertainty would also lead to a lot of GDP decline across the board, because this is part of the uncertainty that is there. And we do not know whether this is the final tariffs that are going to be announced tonight, or this is going to be only a preliminary effort. So whichever be the case, it means that uncertainty will lead to some economic decline across the globe and will have some repercussions on the consumers. Secondly, we learn in the classroom that in the 1920s, there was this Great Depression, and there was this Charles Kindleberger trap, which is basically a leader has to provide goods and services across the world. And it looks like Trump administration is trying to withdraw from that leadership position, which also means that we also have to be prepared for the uncertainty at the global and regional security matters.
Professor, do you think that countries will bow to pressure from the United States, especially those countries that are so reliant on U.S. trade? Because there's lots of talk from world leaders saying that they don't want to be bullied, but the fact is that there are so many countries that rely on trade with the U.S., and the U.S. being their biggest trading partner.
Indeed, I think this is the main factor that President Trump is banking on. Many countries see the United States as the destination for their manufactured goods and services, and hence Trump administration has a leverage to work on, and that is where the tariff wars have begun. I think among these, Canada, Mexico, European Union countries, as well as China, are the biggest trading partners for the United States. Among these, China is the largest trading partner, one of the largest trading partners, where you have a lot of Chinese surpluses. The total Chinese surplus with the United States in terms of bilateral trade is over $3.7 trillion so far. And on an average, about $300 billion is exported to the United States by China. And I think the target mainly is China. And the response that China has is they have imposed 10% tariffs on the United States products entering into China, and 15% later within a gap of 1 month. But the problem for China is that China exports more than it imports from the United States. So this would be actually problematic for China in terms of the tariff wars. So there is a study conducted by Fudan University, which said that this year the Chinese economy will decline to 2.8% from the promised 5% growth rate. So that would have a major impact on China.
Major impact indeed. Professor Kondapalli, thank you so much for your analysis. Appreciate it.